Howdy legends, Zephyr here and welcome back to another Apex Legends Pro Guides video. Today, we're going to be looking into some of the habits that pro players use that give them the edge in Apex Legends matches. When playing Apex for thousands of hours, these players naturally develop habits and methods that they use without even thinking about doing. Which of these could you incorporate into your game? But first, our question of the day. If you could play Apex with one pro player, who would it be and why? Let us know in the comments below. Number 1. Valk Jetpack, Escape, and Height. Valk is one of the most popular legends in Apex Legends, both in ranked and the highest levels of Apex Legends tournaments. This means that a lot of pro players have been grinding Valkyrie and finding ways to use her abilities to their maximum potential. In particular, pros have developed some specific habits involving her jetpack. If you watch any pro player, you'll see them take the height with Valkyrie's jetpack at every opportunity. Having the height is advantageous in a vast majority of situations, and the ability to take height so easily with Valk's boosters is one of the reasons she's such a strong legend. No other legend can take height so easily. Legends like Pathfinder and Horizon have to use a tactical ability with cooldowns to do so. You'll see Valk players get on top of roofs, rocks, anywhere they can gain an advantage in fights, but also out of fights too. Sometimes positioning higher up allows you to see something you may have missed. The extra advantage of being higher up can be a lifesaver. They also rely on the jetpack to escape situations or cover ground much faster. The initial boost you get from the start of the jetpack can be spammed by, well, spamming the jump button. This gives you both a speed boost but also a little jolt. If you combine this with some side-to-side strafing in the air, you're harder to hit and moving fast. This can really help you get out of some sticky situations and survive moments that you wouldn't. Plus, the jetpack recharges a lot faster than escape abilities like Wraith's Phase or Pathfinder's Grapple. Now sure, the Valk spam isn't as good as all those abilities for sure, but escaping without burning key utility is useful. Just be careful not to overextend thinking it is like Wraith or Path's level of escapism. Know your limits. Do you need help advancing to the next level in Apex? Tired of being stuck in the lower ranks? ProGuides has expert Apex Predator coaches on deck to advance your gameplay. They can help spot flaws, give you detailed knowledge, and direct you on how to best spend your time to take your Apex ability to the next level. ProGuides is your one-stop shop for all things Apex Legends. As well as high-quality coaches, there are in-game tips, tricks, and guides suitable for any level of player. So, whatever your gameplay needs, we've got you covered. Why not sit down with an Apex Predator and get their input on how you can become the carry on your team in Apex? With their help, you'll be climbing the ranks in no time, no matter who you're teamed with. Check out the link in the description, and let's go. Number 2. Checking the corners for rats. We've all been ratted on in Apex, and it is maddening. We've probably all ratted in Apex and not been seen. I've literally had people basically breathing down my neck and not seeing me in Apex. A fast-paced game with a range of colors and several things all happening at once, it can be really hard to notice someone sat still in the corner. Now, at the highest levels and in tournaments, anything goes. Teams hit dirty rat plays all to get to the next round, win the trophy, or gain those crucial RP points in the hunt for number 1 pred. Pro players have probably been ratted on more times than you've played the game. I feel sorry for him. I've seen some of the cringiest, cheesiest plays in pred games, and this next habit is therefore very understandable now that Bloodhound is less and less used in favor of Valk. Pred players have the habit of checking almost every corner, nook, and cranny. They approach buildings with caution, expecting the rat play rather than just waltzing in to find Noob Master 69, Pred Hunter 420, and TSM Imperial Hell 17 ratting 3 deep in the corner, ready to send you back to the lobby in an instant. Now, some of this is benefiting from experience, knowing where people like to be and what buildings encourage maximum cringe. However, they also know when to keep their eye out for individual rats. If you see the squads and teams remaining and they don't add up to full 3s, then there's probably a rat somewhere. If you've ever died to a ratting team or been griefed by a solo player mid-fight, do start checking corners and spots in the map and triple check that building. It's all free. Number 3, bunny hopping. Bunny hopping is one of the favorite movement techniques of pro players, and it has become an unconscious habit for many of the world's best Apex players to rip a bunny hop sequence throughout Apex games. Bunny hopping is the process of essentially hopping in Apex like a bunny. The practical impact is that you're crouched so smaller and you move faster unpredictably. It works best when trying to cross an open space quickly, used in short bursts. Check out our movement guide to find out how to bunny hop like a pro. Number 4. Kidnapping. Kidnapping is a favorite tactic of those pro players who still play Wraith. Now, I'd love to know the statistics on the number of attempted kidnaps versus the number of successful executions, but when it pulls it off, it is deadly. Pros tend to love to try kidnaps as much as possible. In essence, you're literally kidnapping someone with the Wraith portal. You portal at them and then try and pop it in their face or right when they're about to move. This then sucks them into the portal and plops them out wherever you started it. To do this, you phase at the last second. Obviously, don't run a portal into an enemy team and expect them not to shoot you. If you start the portal in the air or even tap your end of the portal with a Watson fence or a caustic barrel or several, you basically have a free kill. A poor defenseless enemy player will fall out of the portal into your clutches and then be stunned, gassed, and lasered. The kidnap is hard to do, and if you don't have it in the air or get some sort of trapping around it, they can easily sneak back through. But if you're in a strong position and unlikely to use your Wraith portal, why not have a go? Just for clarity, you can't do this with an Ash portal because it can only be taken one way. This is a habit only used by Wraith mains. Number 5. Vertical grenades. Now, pro players might as well be professional basketball players instead of Apex with a number of Kobe, aka vertical grenades they throw in game. These work especially well with the frag grenades, but can be done with every type of ordnance in the game. You'll see the typical Apex predator constantly looking for the opportunity to yeet a grenade up and explode on someone's head. Now, these can be deadly effective at catching someone off guard on height, potentially allowing you to close the gap, climb up, or straight up knock them. The frag grenade has a timed fuse, so if you arc it up into the air, it will explode either very fast after or just before it hits the ground. This means that your opponent is left with no real time to react to the grenade, and you're essentially just surprising them with it. They won't have an indicator until the last second, and the usualness of the grenade straight up can be really hard to avoid. Where do you move to? By the time you've worked out what on earth is going on, looked up, found the nade, moved, it's already exploded on you and you've cracked your shield. However, another reason they can be powerful is if that even the player you're trying to vert nade does see the grenade coming, they might have to give up the roof or even just part of the roof that they're looking at you from to avoid it. This means that vertical nades can hand you the advantage in fights and open opportunities. Like most of these habits, practice makes perfect. What habits do you have that especially help you in your games? Hopefully, these new habits will help you improve your game and reach the next level. Every Apex Pro is of course different, and while these are some of the most common habits, everyone has developed their own, and this isn't an exhaustive list of tips and tricks that pros use in their games. I've been Zephyr, we've been ProGuides, until next time gamers.